All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to week 2 picks from Joe's hangout, free. Joining me as should, cause otherwise it wouldn't be picks from Joe's, is the infamous King. Thanks for at least finding your phone and getting your headset on so that we could hear your hear you wax poetic about the great games that are the Big 12 this week.
That was good stuff. I mean, it's a little better than last week, I guess.
This week, again, as you'll see, my preferred is ice cold Dos Equis, although I did have a bit of a whiff because this is running low, and I did not bring a backup. So this is going to be a quick picks from Joe's because I can't be down here without a backup, obviously. King, are you sporting anything, or are you playing a clean slate this evening?
I'm embarrassed to say I forgot to run a liquor store today. Soccer practice right after work, and just I feel old.
Welcome to the club. All right, so let's, without further ado, just FYI, you are going to get both written. King's going to throw some stuff together after we're done, so you're going to get some written picks from Joe's and a little video action too. So we'll blow through this. A little shout out to Royal John. For all those folks who were our old timers, long timers on Cowboys Ride for Free, Royal John, we'll shout out to him. Acknowledged that this brings back some memories, obviously. So we try to do this. I'm looking at this list, and we're essentially going to try to go from shittiest game to game we're most interested in. All right. And well, obviously number 10 is always going to be Oklahoma State. We're always most interested in Oklahoma State. But then otherwise we'll generally try to do what's the crappiest game of the week or least interesting game of the week. And number one, I've got number one here is Stephen F. Austin at TCU. Who gives a shit other than TCU fans? And the one thing is interesting, King, I think you could go sign up at TCU to play linebacker. I don't think they've lost like 4,322 linebackers since the season started. So they have no linebackers left, and they're either being injured or they're taking a sabbatical. I'm not sure which.
I mean, it's TCU.
I don't know. I was on a podcast the other night, and the TCU blogger from Frogs War, I thought she was going to have to start taking either medication or something because she was ready to start doing shots right there on live TV. So they're hurting. If Patterson works any miracles here, it'll be interesting. But they've lost a lot of players at that specific position. It's like I don't think they've got anybody left. I mean, ESPN, I looked on, they don't even have a line. There's no line on the game. Who gives a crap? It's what time is it? Game is 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be Fox FS1, Fox Sports 1. It's going to be. So who gives a crap? I mean, will you even turn on a TV for a game like that?
I looked at the 2:30 slate for this week, and it's going to be something weak like that. I was trying to find some stats here, so we're at ESPN. So I looked up the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. They have no passing stats listed. They have no rushing stats listed. They have no receiving stats. But their kicker was 4 for 4 on extra points last week. So they had at least 4 touchdowns, but they still lost by, let's see here, what was that final score? Somebody named NAU beat them by a touchdown. Really, the only thing funny about it is that I think there was a lumberjack in the Village People. I'm thinking TCU is going to take them out back and just pound a football at their ass, and people in the Village People would love that. So, linebackers, TCU's win.
So this is going to be kind of like bad bondage porn. This isn't even good bondage porn. This will be bad bondage porn, right?
Yeah, it's like two fat guys.
Oh God! Now you're making me think of that. What was that movie, Borat? Oh my God! Now I've got bad visualizations. We got to move on from that. The next number 2 on the list of kind of shittiest games to the most interesting games. We got Liberty at West Virginia. Of course, they're all burning couches over blowing up Georgia Southern last week, who had a backup quarterback who can't throw it any better than me, and had 5 turnovers, people, and you only beat them 44-0 in Morgantown. Yeah, let's not get our knickers in a twist over this game, for crying out loud. And then you got Liberty, aren't they? Wasn't that like Jerry Falwell or something? I mean, Liberty's going to need to say a prayer for this game, I think.
Wow, Lazy Boy's pumped. If you think they were burning couches last week when they won 44-0, they're going to win like 65-0 this week.
That's it. West Virginia will be Big 12 champions before conference play starts. That's it. That's all we got to say. That game's in the toilet. That nobody cares about that game. Oh wait, have you've had your penicillin shot this week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we can talk about this next game. UTEP at Texas Tech. Miners and Red Raiders. Is there a line? Please tell me there's a line. Oh, there's a line. The first game we talked about that there's a line. Texas Tech is favored by 20. The over/under is 65.5. What are they crack smoking in friggin' in Vegas? This is good.
The game's gonna be terrible. About 2 years ago, brawl in Tech.
What's that?
Remember when they had that brawl a couple years ago? The UTEP and Texas Tech.
Yes.
I'm hoping for that. That's gonna be more entertaining than the game.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be. Well, the only thing that might be more entertaining than the brawl would be if UTEP actually beat them. So that could be entertaining. It's going to be a nice, beautiful 78 degrees and partly cloudy in Jones A&T Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. That game, 3:00 Eastern time. That's going to be on Fox. That game is on Fox.
I'm telling you, it's a bad 2:00 slate.
Bad. That is bad. Oh my God. That is as my British buddy that I play golf with would say, that is shite. And that game barely got ranked again ahead of the next game, which has no line. Lamar at Baylor. Now I can't laugh all that hard. Lamar has recently visited Stillwater in the last couple of years. So we can't, we can't have a cow about that. But Baylor is since Oklahoma State played Lamar, in fact, the same season I believe that they played Lamar, they opened the season with Mississippi State. And since they played Lamar, they played Florida State in non-conference play. Don't think the Bears in Waco are approaching anything on that level as far as non-conference games, but I'm sure they're probably going to anoint Seth Russell as the next Heisman favorite when they lather up Lamar. God almighty. Now, you thought last week that Baylor SMU was going to be good bondage porn, and I don't know if it qualified for bondage porn at all.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they were in a game for the first half.
I mean, the first half was more like 69 porn to me, right? They were kind of giving it to each other. Oh boy, I may be happy that last part kind of got garbled up there. I don't know.
Oh Lord.
So I personally think that your prediction last might be a little more accurate, let's say, for Lamar at Baylor. I think, especially given that Baylor, they got their defense questioned a little bit last week, so I think they may load up here and go after Lamar. Although I think Lamar is I think they might be ranked in the FCS, but who cares?
Let's see here. Something I'll have in the written thing. I'm doing the Baylor personal foul watch because they think they're not dirty. There was 4 personal fouls in the last game, but
no way.
They got Oakman back, so I figure there'll be about 19 in this one.
Oh my God! How do you get 4 personal fouls in the first game of the year playing SMU? I mean, what the hell is that about? Good Lord.
Receivers were cheap shotting. When your receivers are delivering cheap shots, you have an issue with your culture. That's all I got.
That's all we got. Okay. Screw that. Oh, wait, before we leave, fuck Baylor. There we go. All right, just to get that on tape. We don't want to miss that opportunity. All right, so actually, number 5 game on the list, leading the Big 12 slate off, and now this is a pretty interesting game for Oklahoma State fans. You got 2 upcoming opponents playing each other. So you've got Kansas State at UTSA, at Texas San Antonio. UTSA gave Arizona a pretty good game on the road out in Arizona. They lost, I think, 42-32. They lost by 10. Kansas State lost their injuries out the wazoo, man, this year. A lot of ACL news on injuries. K-State loses their starting QB the second play of the game, which sucks. I kind of like K-State myself. I like Snyder. That kind of stinks. Hubner came in, did okay, didn't have to do much more. It sounds like they kind of ran around him a little bit. Pitched a shutout against South Dakota. FCS team, not highly regarded. So it's going to be pretty interesting, I think, for the Wildcats down in San Antonio.
I remember watching us play. I was actually at the game against UTSA last year, and we won like 42-13 or whatever, but they played hard, and it's like their 4th year of football. So if I was Kansas State, I'd be nervous.
You know what? That's it. This is actually their 5th year of football, I believe, because last year a lot of people said going into this season that because all those 4th-year players, the seniors that went out, they lost a ton of seniors, ton of experience. A lot of folks were like, what's going to happen? Coker obviously is doing something right down there. Little shout out to Eric Roark, former high school classmate. He was in the class ahead of me from Pawhuska, Oklahoma, who's on the coaching staff down there, and actually was a walk-on at Oklahoma State under Jimmy Johnson and played a lot of special teams. Was a D-back, played some special teams for OSU. So a little shout-out to him. He'll be coming to Stillwater when that game comes to town. I'm kind of fascinated by that game. It'll be very interesting to see. And again, they could play each other tough and they could both suck. And what does that tell us? So, who the hell knows? Number 6 on the list, let's just backtrack. Kansas State's actually favored by 17. Well, I'd be hopping all over UTSA on that line. The over-under's 52. These over-unders are low right now in college football. I don't understand this. But 17-point favorite, Kansas on the road at UTSA. I'd be all over that, even though I'm not much of a gambler. Let's go. Let's move on here. Game number 6. This is a riveting matchup. Riveting matchup, people. If you do not tune into this game, then I question your commitment to college football. Memphis at Kansas. Just by FYI, there are 764 tickets available at $9, starting at $9 a ticket. Head to Lawrence, people. Head to Lawrence.
Don't they have recliners in their stadium? I saw that. Like they got like a recliner section.
They should have recliners with iPads that can show recorded. People can watch YouTube videos, whatever, recorded videos of Kansas basketball while they're at the game.
or just like DirecTV, like on your the chair backs on the airplane, so you can
Yeah,
actually watch the game.
you
But
can actually watch another game while you're there. That would work. Let's see here. Memphis. I just looked at this. Memphis is favored by 13 points.
oh God,
Computate that a little bit, King. You need to think about that. All right, you hold on to that till your, written picks from Joe's. You need to let that sit and marinate for a little bit, because the over. How about that? The over under for this game higher than the over under Texas San Antonio. I obviously have no idea what the fuck's going on in Vegas and college football. I'm lost.
I mean, that's how I'd handicap it. Make it so crazy that nobody can figure out what the hell I'm doing. Make money there.
That game, and that's a night game. And that's a night game on, it's ESPN3. So for, if you're a provider, your cable satellite provider, whatever carries ESPN3, then obviously you have to watch ESPN app and get the game on that, which if I was a Kansas fan, I would probably be watching it on the Watch ESPN app so that I can turn it off. Okay, 7. Now we're starting to get into some games that might actually provide a little entertainment here. We have Rice at the flaming, raging dumpster fire that is Longhorn University of Texas football. Holy crap, King. They are, Joe Wickline got dissed. You're not calling plays anymore. Somebody else isn't calling plays anymore. Sean Watt, whoever. Who's calling plays at Texas? Who is, this is a nightmare.
I see the line is Texas is favored by 14. I don't think Texas can score 14. I mean, they got old boy Norvell. Didn't he just get fired from OU like a year ago?
I think that if Norvell's down there calling plays, and he used to be doing it at OU, I don't know. That's.
They might as well have me call plays. I mean, run it up the middle 100 times, and you should win. But they won't. They'll do stupid shit, and they'll lose.
I will say this: the over/under is only 48.5.
I said they're favored by 14. I don't think they can score 14.
Yeah, I'm not.
6 games.
But guess what? There are 949 tickets available, starting at $43.
Yeah, they can keep them.
Yeah, that's the last game too. You know what? I forgot about. I talked about this earlier. Excuse me. This is on the Longhorn Network at 8:00 Eastern. Nobody cares. Whee! Nobody cares. Nobody's gonna see it. Thank God. All right. That is just a blessing in disguise right there. 8, number 8. Okay, now I personally think that it's a sad statement for the Big 12 that this next game counts as an important, critical game for the Big 12 because it involves a Power 5 conference opponent. All right. Iowa at Iowa State.
How is the over-under in this 51?
What is it? It's the over-under is 51. Iowa's favored by 3 in Ames. I'm going with Iowa State. They got new stadium stuff going on. Kansas should have improved their stadium, for Christ's sake. Iowa State actually looked like a football team last week. So
we'll see. Iowa to drop Iowa State. I don't know, this is such an interesting rivalry because both teams are the teams that should lose these games. So when you get them together, you can't pick it. Both teams go out with the will to lose, and one of them just outsucks the other and pulls off the L.
Yeah, but have you seen this trophy?
They have a trophy?
The Cyhawk, look it up. The Cyhawk trophy. That's it. I'm looking it up. Here we go. The Cyhawk trophy. I'm telling you, this thing, Cy-Hawk Trophy image. Don't you love? Where is the Cy-Hawk Trophy? There it is. Friggin' thing is huge. It's huge. Now I gotta get an image. I want to get an image up here that I can share.
Is it seriously somebody kneeling over like a wash bucket?
Oh, no. This is, I'm telling you right now, this thing is, it's huge. It's like, I've seen the players like carrying this thing around, and now I can't find a website, of course.
I'm about to turn it around. Is that it?
Hang on. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so that folks can see it if you haven't seen it. All right, so there you have it right there. That is the Cy-Hawk Trophy. It's huge. I've seen pictures of the players carrying this thing around. It's huge. Let's see if we can, there. See that thing? I mean, there's players. Look at that thing. That's a big ass trophy for that, you know.
God. Neither team deserves that.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, I'm like I'm kind of, there we go. Yeah, I'm like, holy crap. Can we read that? I mean, that's a major ass trophy right there. But hey, you know, look, if Iowa State goes out and looks good, because nobody elsewhere in the country pays attention to anything, that will be good for the Big 12 if they go out there. But it's yeah, it's 4:45 Eastern time, so 3:45 Central on Fox. So depending on what you're doing, you could catch a pretty good chunk of that game. Look at this. 225 tickets still available for the game, starting at, take your guess.
Let's go 17.
$132. Yeah, you heard me right. $132. You all right? You okay over there?
Bye. I got the Steelers Patriots on. I'm watching the Steelers just get smoked.
Oh, oh my God, there was a great gif of Brady earlier going boom shakalaka that I retweeted. It was hilarious after he threw like a pass to like Gronkowski or something for a touchdown. Okay, so the most interesting game of the week outside of OSU Central Arkansas is the Gooners at Tennessee. Now, just to be clear, this has the potential of being a lovely game between two shit football teams. Okay? Just who knows how good anybody is. Tennessee has kind of sucked it up the last 5, 6, 7 years in the SEC. They've been shit. So OU goes to Tennessee, you know, in front of over 100,000 fans. Big whoop-de-doo, really, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, the strength of OU is probably Joe Mixon at this point, and so if he can avoid hitting any women, I think he'll run all over the Tennessee D-line because Tennessee defense sucks.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of numbers against Bowling Green.
Yeah, it was bad. It was not.
You got Oklahoma's 2-point favorite on the road, over under 62.5. Okay, that's kind of borderline. If OU's defense is any good, and who knows, you know, I think Akron's playing Pitt this year, and Akron beat Pitt last year, but Pitt sucks. So what's that? Again, second week of football, we're really not going to know a whole hell of a lot. And speaking of not knowing a hell of a lot, Oklahoma State hosting Central Arkansas. There's no line. 7:30, 6:30 Central on FSN. They better effing score some friggin' points. They better come out firing and slinging the ball and going like, quit hiding shit. I'm going to go back to something I pounded on earlier this week, and that was if Gundy's going to come out in a presser and say we're not good enough to overlook anybody, well, let me tell you something. You're not good enough to fucking hide your playbook. All right? Run some plays. You don't have to show everything. Run some freaking plays. Act like you're out there to be a championship team if you think that's going to be. Gundy's excited as hell about this team. He's been smiling like the Cheshire Cat for the last 6 months. All right? Well, guess what? We saw the freaking rabbit hole last week in the first half. Damn it. So do something. Come out, bury these people. This thing should be over with right out of the damn gate. We should see Walsh in the middle of the third frigging quarter, and Cornelius ought to play the whole fourth quarter. It should be that kind of game. I don't know what you think about it, but if they don't do this, if they don't light this up, my reach is going to be off the planet, man.
Any number on offense less than 50 is unacceptable. Defense, I say for the first half, they better give up 3. Fourth quarter when they still got their starters in and we've got walk-ons, whatever. But, like you're saying with your stitch, let him get all 7-8 plays he has out. Let's go ahead and light them boys up.
Okay.
I want to be a Mike Yursich fan, and I try, and then I see shit like against Central Michigan, and it's just like, that's it. Nope, that's another year you've ruined me in the first game.
Nah, you know what? I am still in the boat of. I wonder how much Gundy's hanging on to the kind of the reins of the play calling, because Gundy talked about it, unless Gundy's just being a total true leader, team guy, kind of taking the bullet, talking about we had a conservative game plan, whatever, and he's just covering Yursich's ass. Is that possibility there? Yeah, but he had Holgerson, who left of his own free will, which we kind of figured that happened. You had Munkin, who left, but you had 2 guys in a row run out the best friggin' teams on offense that this school has ever seen, who were just, you see it on Twitter, the Munkin Badger, this Badger. What? You didn't give a fuck. Run the plays, man. Bury somebody. Start slinging it right out of the gate. Run them out of the place, right out of the gate. And since those guys left, we've started slow. We don't show all our cards early. That bowl game last year is a big red flag for me. Huge red flag. You lit Washington up in the first half. You came out and played such a shit game plan in the second half that you let them back in the game. You were a Kevin Peterson interception at the end of that game away from them being down there pretty close to having a chance to do something that nobody would have liked. Okay? Get out there, run their ass off the board, man. Stop this, I don't want to show all my cards bullshit. Run them off the damn field if you're that good, if you're that excited about your team, man. Bury them. Make a statement.
I like remember that ESPN thing with Munkin where he said, I can't remember, we were playing Louisiana Tech or something. He's like, they got an NFL caliber defensive back. We got the best receiver in college football, so fuck them. Where is the
Yeah, that was good stuff. See, that's what you got to have. You got to have a quarterback willing to do it. And I think Rudolph will be willing to do it as long as they don't kind of suck that out of him, the don't make mistakes mentality. So I'm about to run out of battery down here, and I bring my cord to charge it up. So we're going to call that good. Thanks for tuning in and listening, and you look forward to this and King's actual written stuff sometime tomorrow on Friday. Orange Friday, folks, don't forget, Orange Friday, have your shit on, man. Don't want to see people not wearing their orange on Friday. For King, thanks again. This is Wetzel signing off. Week 2, Cowboys Right for Picks from Joe's. Thank you.